rocking to the break of dawn.
Yes.
To the break of dawn. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka
See that.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool, because
smart
is the
new
gangster,
baby.
And if you don't know, now you know.
So it is Wednesday.
It is. What's on your
mind? We are now officially 6 days away from the election.
Sure is.
6 days. It's getting
Oh yeah. Ooh. It's close. And I'm getting a lot more text messages now.
Yeah, because people are getting,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell people this.
Okay.
Be prepared for anything, right?
In what way now? Hold on. When you say be prepared for anything, talk to me. Wait. What you mean?
Cause if you look at what Trump is doing,
okay,
the speeches that are given,
yep.
Don't be surprised if we don't see a repeat of January 6th if it doesn't turn out the way that he wants.
It really is starting to feel like that's where it's going.
Right, because the speeches are getting more and more aggressive.
Yep.
And more hate. You see the hate that is spewing out of these speeches.
Can't help itself.
Right. Yeah. And so anybody that's canvassing and who is like out here on the ground, be safe, because these people are really aggressive and mean.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I absolutely hear that. And I was having a conversation last night about, what happens if Trump does not win. And it was that same kind of concern, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Because, they are already like not controlling, but pushing this narrative that, if the only way that they can beat him is if they cheat. Right. Yeah. So they're putting the only way that I can lose is if they cheat.
So he's already because he's looking at the numbers, and I want to say Democrats, kudos to y'all. Like, honestly, at first Republicans was beating in the mail-in ballot.
Okay.
It hit the last report I saw, Democrats is doing their thing. Republicans was too. Okay. Independents is really out here. They're going to determine who win this race.
And I think the other part of this too is like when you see those numbers of Republicans that are voting, you can't assume that they're all voting for Trump.
You cannot, because somebody walked into one of the DEC offices. Who was a Republican, was like, listen, I can't do this. What can I do to help? And wrote a check for like $2,500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was and there's Republicans actually making calls saying vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
So, but then there's some Democrats that's also saying
that they gonna vote for Trump.
Yeah.
So the independents.
So the independents
really gonna.
This is gonna be.
That's true.
So you just, listen. People have the right to choose whichever way they want, and I love that.
Right.
About this, but I be so confused. I just went to somebody who had a big Puerto Rican flag.
Okay.
On their arm, and they was just like, voting for Trump, and it was kind of
clutch your pearls, right?
Wait, hold on. Did y'all just hear where he just called Puerto Rico trash?
Yeah,
like they literally
trash.
Trash, like bubbled up
trash. That's how Trump feel about Puerto Rico.
Right,
it's like trash.
I'm just like,
wow.
So yeah.
But people are voting. People,
but some people. But what I'm learning. And I'm talking to a lot of people is that it's a lot of racism.
Yeah.
That's stopping people, because they will line up with Kamala or even the policies over here and won't vote for her because she's a woman of color.
Okay.
Forget everything else.
Well, that's Mr. Edmond. One of the things that he says. Shout out to Mr. Edmond. He always says that racism make you do stupid things.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like love.
Yeah. Oh my God. I see what you did there. But it really will make you like do stupid stuff. Like,
good morning, Renee.
you voting against your own self-interest just because you're racist.
Right, just because you and you know what people are doing too, they will vote on the issues that they like, but not her. So they'll say yes for women's rights, but not knowing just because you said yes, you're still voting for the person that don't want to give you your women's rights. You know, and so like
so even if it's passed, like if the wrong person is in charge,
right,
then it will be delayed on the implementation.
And we've seen it here where we did Amendment 4 here for felons, and it passed, but the wrong person got in the office, and they put all these hurdles and loops in there to try to delay the process. So yeah.
No, I hear that. So 6 days.
6 days. Now I'm
5.5, 6 days.
5.5. Now I'm gonna say this. Y'all know
early voting has started.
Early, and it will stop. Most counties on Sunday.
Okay.
We're having a very, very special guest come into our office on Saturday.
Okay.
So if you would like to meet this very, very special guest, I would say sign up to volunteer to do some phone banking in Tampa. It is a mobilizer. I share the link.
Okay.
It's gonna cap out about like 200.
Okay.
And I'm thinking if it ever comes out who's coming, it's gonna cap out.
Yeah.
Okay. So
somebody know who's coming if 200 people gonna be there, right?
Right. We have Brothers That Matters that's gonna walk out, which is all black and brown brothers that's knocking doors. Come out there and knock these doors, do some canvassing, the last push. So yeah, I'll put the information out. I am in Tampa, so I will tell you my office is off of Del Mabry. But if you would like, I mean, this probably once in a lifetime kind of meet type of one
of those deals.
Yeah, so
So send the link.
Yeah.
You got my attention. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah. So so if you want, I'm in Tampa again, Del Mabry. If you need the information, y'all people know how to reach out to me. Inbox, all that other great stuff. But yeah, get out there. I did vote on Monday, like I said.
Yep.
Thank you to the 13 people that came out.
Thank you very much. Right. they met you at the poll.
They met me most of the family, a couple of friends. But you know what? I felt really good walking in there and us casting our ballot.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, like the last report say that there was like 1 million worth of mail-in ballots that came in, and 1.5 million people who did early ballots. Like I'm passing around, I'm riding around these polling, and there's lines
at the polling locations, early voting. So there's some excitement about this election.
I think it's not even excitement. I think it's scared.
There is anxiety.
There's
anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety. People like, man, I gotta do it. I'm nervous. Like, we gotta get this right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to everybody who's casting their vote, everybody who will vote. Again, early voting has started. You got multiple options to engage, so please take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes.
This day in history.
Go ahead.
October 30th, 1831. Nat Turner, the leader of one of the most significant slave uprisings in American history, was captured, bringing a pivotal chapter in the struggle for freedom, justice to a close. Turner, an enslaved preacher, had led a powerful and bloody rebellion in Southampton County, Virginia, 2 months prior. Driven by visions that he interpreted as being divine messages, Turner and his followers fought fiercely against the brutal institution of slavery, killing around 60 white residents as they aimed to dismantle the system that had kept them oppressed for generations. After the rebellion was suppressed, Turner had evaded capture for nearly 2 months, hiding in the swamps and dense woods of Virginia. His arrest marked the end of the uprising, but it ignited a surge of fear throughout the South, leading to stricter laws against both enslaved and free blacks. We call that backlash or white lash. The rebellion also fueled the growing abolitionist movement. It amplified the debates around slavery and pushed America closer to its breaking point. Turner's legacy lives as a symbol of resistance, courage, and the indomitable spirit of those who fought for freedom against all odds. So let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. The policy of meritorious manumission. Mm-hmm. And every time we talk about Nat Turner, we talk about meritorious manumission.
Yes.
Do you know what meritorious manumission
Tell the
is?
people what it is.
I'm glad you asked. A meritorious manumission, they said it likely played a role in Nat Turner's capture as it incentivized, it's a policy, incentivized people to betray others' attempts to at resistance in exchange for potential freedom and rewards.
You know what we call that?
What that?
Snitching.
Snitching, yeah. For real. But this go beyond this like snitching on steroids though. Yeah. This is a different kind. This like some of that Django, Steven type snitching.
It's kind of like Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing wrong with slavery. Black folks talking about slavery. At least we had good food back then.
Oh my God. See, I didn't see it. My daughter right now, my baby girl, she's binge watching the Boondocks.
Yeah, that's one of the episodes.
Okay. But yes, so meritorious manumission, it was enacted in 1710 by Virginia lawmakers. Mm-hmm. It was a policy allowing enslaved people to gain freedom or favor if they performed acts that were seen as beneficial to white authorities. Those acts included saving the life of a white person, protecting a white person's property, and then number 3, which was what's relevant here, is helping to suppress slave uprisings by reporting or assisting in the capture of those leading or involved in the rebellions. And so if you snitched or you revealed the plans, there was a policy that basically said if you told, you would be rewarded. You get, possibly get your freedom, possibly, not a guarantee, but you would also curry some favor with the oppressor.
I'm not going to whoop you 5 times. You might only get 2.
That's right. Because we're going to remember what you did.
Yeah.
We'll look favorably upon you. So the policy of meritorious manumission, they said it basically created the environment where enslaved people desperate for a chance at freedom may have been compelled to assist in his capture and provide authorities with information about his whereabouts. Turner had evaded capture for nearly 2 months after the rebellion. He was hiding out in the swamps of Virginia, like we mentioned. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, he was betrayed by a fellow by a fellow enslaved person after the rebellion, who provided information that led to his capture. This betrayal may have been influenced by the promise of some type of monetary or meritorious reward, reflecting how the policy undermined solidarity among enslaved communities by exploiting the desperate circumstances. Yeah. That's this day in history, y'all. So be mindful that you had some that were fighting for slavery and some that were fighting to keep slavery, like Uncle Ruckus. Mm-hmm. There was something posted on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, too, that said, F you too, Duke. Did you see that?
No, but
yeah, we got so the admin of the Breakfast Club page,
one of
the admins, right, shared this story, and I want the views expressed, right. But I wanted to talk about it, right? So FP&L, or Florida Power and Lights, they just announced their plans to slap a temporary extra charge on customers' bills starting in January to cover their hurricane restoration costs. After 4 hurricanes hit the state in the last 14 months, FPL is proposing an additional $12 per month for a typical 1,000 kilowatt hour residential bill. They say the charge would only last a year and help restore their depleted reserves, primarily drained by Hurricane Idalia. Florida Power and Light claims that even with the charge, customer bills will still remain below the national average, but residents are definitely going to feel the sting of yet another cost to bear related to the storm.
And didn't they get a day here?
That was Duke.
I thought so.
Duke Energy and Duke covers Pinellas, Pasco, and other counties in the surrounding areas.
They just keep on raising our bills.
Yeah, they keep doing it.
They just keep on raising our bills. These people don't, and they still get bonuses.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be cutting their bonus. And this is the thing is about letting one person, one company monopolize the area because they know there's nobody. I wish I could start an energy company.
Well, you can. You just have to link up with other people who want to start an energy company. They call them co-ops.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
They call them cooperatives, and so that's one of the conversations as we start moving towards renewing the agreement with Duke. Those are conversations that city councils will be having next year and the year after, I think, to talk about the terms and conditions of a new agreement with Duke Energy. And one of the talking points, I guess, or ideas is that, we should begin to entertain or research at least what would it take for us to break away from Duke and start our own cooperative
we
energy
need to
company.
do something because this is not.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Yeah. No, and one of the ways, one of the questions that somebody asked me was, how are they able to do this, right? How are they able to keep doing this? So utilities like FPNL, they can legally propose temporary surcharges because they are regulated monopolies, meaning that they operate under state laws and regulatory bodies to ensure the reliability of the infrastructure and its upkeep. And so what they can do is they can't impose these charges independently. They have to get approval from the Florida Public Commission, which is responsible for overseeing utility rates and ensuring that after natural disasters, or infrastructure improvements, that then the PSC or the Public Service Commission, they can determine if it's warranted. And so it's not a done deal. They have to go to the Public Service Commission to see if it's something that they can do. And if the Public Service Commission approves it, that's when it would take effect. So there is a level of government, and this is why votes matter, because if you have a commission that is friendly to corporations, then they'll side with corporations.
Right. And listen, there's a lot of people on city council.
Yeah.
A lot of people on
and state, and this is a state commission, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So Mama Blue, good morning. So yeah, this is a state commission, and so as a part of that statewide push, again, it's the Florida Public Service Commission. They're the ones that's responsible for overseeing the utility rates. And so they're making this case to them as to why a rate hike would be warranted. Many states, including Florida, also allow utilities they allow them to recoup the cost related to the natural disasters. And since the utilities are expected to provide uninterrupted service, they often have cost recovery mechanisms that enable them to seek reimbursement for emergency repairs after events like hurricanes. This cost covers their expenses while preventing customers from facing major outages. But we face major outages.
We do. And then so didn't people come from outside of the state to help?
Yes.
And then wasn't that like a federal program that paid for them?
For them to be here?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Because I can guarantee Duke didn't pay all of them.
I don't know. That's a great question.
That's a great because they came
who paid those workers who came in? I know they seek, but I guess that's what's happening is now that you say that is they're seeking reimbursement for those costs, and so they probably paid them, and now they're saying we need to increase the rates in order to get our money back for paying them.
We got to look into this because I doubted if they paid all them people.
Well, that's what it says. It says reimbursements. That's one of the
reimbursement for the employees who actually worked and had to do overtime for it.
It says to recoup their costs related to natural disasters, and so any cost that they had related to the storm.
That's what I'm saying. They employees who they had to pay overtime to stay to work. Now the outside people who probably came.
The contractors.
Yeah.
So who's the contract with? Is the contract with the federal power company to restore it? Like somebody got to oversee them, direct them, and tell them way to go, how to tap in and tune in.
We gotta figure out because they coordinate. Because I don't see if Duke did that, I still don't think you deserve a hike in rate
hike. Yeah,
for it because y'all already make a lot of money.
I hear that.
But that's a good question.
It is. So Florida Power and Light serves a large portion of Florida, covering about 51 out of the 67 counties. But again, they don't cover the Tampa Bay region. So TECO primarily serves Hillsborough County, including Tampa, and Duke Energy serves Pinellas and Pasco counties and parts of the surrounding areas. And so this rate hike that's being proposed by Florida Power and Light will not directly affect the Tampa Bay area as far as our bills, but they said that other power companies like TECO and Duke are still assessing their cost and calculating to see if they're going to need to also go and have a conversation about raising rates to recoup the cost of restoring power during the hurricanes.
I'm with
Mr. Edmond.
Yeah. Yes.
F you to it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes and yes.
No, I hear that. So listen, y'all, we getting ready to take a break. We have a guest coming in at the top of the hour. And so y'all make sure that y'all stick around and support it. We're going to be talking about upcoming events. There's a lot going on in the community. We're going to talk about some resources, opportunities that are available. And if you'd like to support what we're doing, please make sure you go to 99jamstheberg.com. Hit that donate button.
And we got an event tonight.
Yeah. What's at stake?
Yeah.
What's at stake? So it's 99 Jams, a political forum.
Mm-hmm.
And so 5:30, you can tune in, 99.1 FM. Also, there's going to be a Zoom link, and so we can post that link. So if you want to join in on Zoom, but we're talking about what's at stake in this election, not just the presidential race, but just, in general, talking about the things that are on the ballot, what's important, what matters, why it matters, and encouraging everybody to go out and vote. So make sure that you do that. And also, if you want to support us, you can send in stars. Tell me about the stars thing. Tell me about the stars, boss.
If you've never received stars before, Facebook give you your first 200 for free. They should. I don't know if they still do, but
that's this little button right here at the bottom where I see it got that little star right there.
Yeah,
okay.
That right there. You go ahead
and send a gift. Okay, that's what
right. And then there's send a piece, and like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. Yeah. So you can get multiple stars for less than a penny. I don't know where else you can go in the United States and get anything for less than a penny.
Not these days,
right? You can't even walk out your house.
You can't even get a penny for a penny.
No, you cannot. Look, you absolutely cannot.
I'm buying some stars right now. I'm buying and sending some stars. Just to show y'all how.
So our top star givers is Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Dan always. Look, there he go. I said it, and then he sent some stars.
And then he did
Dan's
it.
always
appreciate it, Miss Teresa.
Miss Teresa,
we can count on you for stars. Definitely appreciate it. And so y'all stick around, man. We got a lot of good things happening, but definitely want to make sure that y'all support the radio station, support the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we'll be right back about 6 minutes after the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Consumed with grievance and out for
Agape Soul Shoutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulshoetique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoetique today. Agape Soul Shoetique, high-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulshoetique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoetique today. Agape Soul Shoetique, high-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulshoetique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoetique today. Agape Soul Shoetique, high-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulshoetique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Soul Shoetique.
Attention voters, stay informed about the 2024 election schedule. Primary election day is August 20th. Make sure you're registered by July 22nd. Early voting runs from August 10th to the 18th, with hours from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and weekends from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mark your calendars for the general election on November 5th. Don't forget to register by October 7th. Your vote matters. Stay informed, get registered, and be heard. For more information, visit www.votepinellas.com. Attention voters, stay informed about the 2024 election schedule. Primary election day is August 20th. Make sure you're registered by July 22nd. Early voting runs from August 10th to the 18th, with hours from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and weekends from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mark your calendars for the general election on November 5th. Don't forget to register by October 7th. Your vote matters. Stay informed, get registered, and be heard. For more information, visit www.votepinellas.com.
from the first day that he gets elected without due process. You who are listening right now, do you think that you will be spared because you are a citizen? That is where you are wrong. Trump said that he will denaturalize some citizen immigrants. Your only defense is your vote. A vote for Trump is a vote against yourself. For your future and the future of your kids, you cannot vote for Trump. All immigrants who respect themselves cannot vote for Trump.
Paid for by Flick Votes and not authorized by any candidate or candidates
Like
committee.
every immigrant in this country, your dream is for your family to be safe here with you. Many of us fight every day to make this big dream come true. Immigration programs such as parole, TPS, asylum, and green card are not easy, but they are here. The Republicans have made the promise to eliminate all of these programs and deport those who are already here. Trump said it clearly. His motto is anti-immigrant. From the first day he would be elected president, his first action would be mass deportation, which means that many of your relatives and friends will be deported. If Trump and Vance win this election, you won't sleep for 4 years. Your only defense is your vote. Do not allow Trump and his goons to be in power. Vote for your well-being and the well-being of your family. Vote for immigrants like you. Vote to save democracy in the United States.
Paid for by Flick Votes and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Just like that, we are back. We are back.
Yeah.
We are back.
We back, y'all. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See that?
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because
smart
is the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you didn't know,
now you know. No.
Every day is something different.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we work. That's what's on your mind.
It's hump day.
And what's on your mind Wednesday.
6 days away from the election.
It is. And we have a guest.
We do.
Fancy Nancy Dunham of Fancy Nancy Professional Services. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
You might not know what you see Fancy Nancy doing, but he is going to definitely promote and post. She might pull up and tow your car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Her might be notarizing your statement.
You know?
You might need a notary. And if you get in jail,
she might be coming to get you.
She might be coming to bond you.
I love that. Yeah, that's true. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for coming in. I know it's early sometimes.
Man.
Are you a morning person?
Not at all. Like,
okay.
Like you got the butter from the sheep.
I want to be. I aspire to be a morning person.
I aspire to be a morning person, but you know what? I'm a committed person.
Okay,
so
I hear
it's
that.
a difference.
Yeah,
because I would prefer to be in my bed. Yes. But once I make a commitment,
and even if it's early.
Yeah. That's what got me here, child. That's it. That's it.
If the commitment. But usually this time, no, not so much. Yeah. So for the people who don't know, like we talked about some of the things that you do, tell them who you are. Who is Nancy Dunham?
All right. So my name is Nancy Dunham. I'm also known as Fancy Nancy in itself. I have been getting a lot of ridicule about that. So that's another subject. But either way, a lot of people know me as Fancy Nancy. I own a company called Fancy Nancy Professional Services. And in that company, I offer notary services, loan signing agent services. I do process service. So if there's any evictions or people that got to be served in any kind of way, I do that. I also offer level 2 background checks for all agencies. So anybody who needs background checks or fingerprints, I do that also. And then by default, I'm a bail bondsman. So we have those knuckleheads that's still in the community that need assistance from time to time. I can help with that also.
You said by default, huh? So yeah, those are professional services. Absolutely. And how did you get involved in like this community service and doing this community stuff that you've been doing?
Yeah, I still ponder on that often. I can't figure out how did that actually come about. I would just say that naturally it's always been in me since I've been a little child anyway. Being a resource, being helpful for people, being that person that people can trust, so that it really didn't fall too far from who I've always been my whole life.
Right.
I would say recently, like in the last year, I finally realized that oh, we have infrastructure around us.
Okay.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you might need to get involved. Oh, it does matter who's in the actual office. You know.
Yeah.
So I just woke up in that stages of it per
I hear
se.
that.
You know, I
hear
just
that.
been I come from a family of just maintaining. Period. No matter what it is that's given to you, we just keep going. You know.
Right.
So if the world is messed up, we figure out another way of still making it happen.
I hear
and
that.
That's all instilled inside of me. So I never took the time to participate in the things that probably caused the frustrations and everything that we went through as a family anyway.
I know that's a lot of people though. Like you get up, go to work, do your due diligence, and then voting is something that happens every so often. You may participate, but if you working that day, work is a priority, not going to the polls type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just don't get involved and get engaged. I was thinking about that as preparing for this. And I remember, I remember meeting you like right after the appointment or leading up to or after that. And that was kind of the beginning of our, dynamic and working together. But it was a question I can't even remember where we were, but it was like, okay, I'm here to help. What what can I do? And I'm like, I got an idea.
Yeah, you had an idea.
I got an idea. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I got an idea.
Yeah.
But had you been doing work in the community before that? Like, how long have you been engaged?
So yes. So this is on one of the moments when I'm like, because I struggle with this here in general. When I do stuff for people, I don't do it for the recognition.
Sure.
And even speaking of it right now, it's like a hesitation. However, I would say I've been doing it for years. You know,
Okay.
I've always provided for people's households. I always took care of their kids. You know, without
I know
requiring
what you
anything
mean.
back.
I know what you mean.
I always went down to Williams Park, fed the needy and stuff like that. If I was in my truck right now, going down there, even right now, they would just run to my truck.
Yeah.
But it was like I got up every Friday, Saturday, went to go do it, and never talked about it because and keep in mind that I've been raised by my grandparents, so a lot of things are instilled in me by my grandparents. This here specifically came from my grandfather, and he was like, anytime that you're going to do something for someone and you got to talk about it, don't do it.
Yeah. No, I hear that. And I appreciate you saying it and saying it that way, that you've been doing it, but I guess maybe just publicly.
Yeah.
Now it's more public and people are becoming more
and also,
aware
let
of
me
what
tell
you're
you
doing.
as I've been transitioning to whoever this is that he's creating, because it's not me. I have no say so over this here in general. I've been on the bus the whole while. I just prefer to be in the back. I was behind the 10. I liked my position.
Yeah.
But the things I'm doing now would not allow me to stay back there. I have to come from the back to the front to actually get it done.
Right.
So
I hear that. I love that. Got to come from the back and
I have to,
in order to get it done.
But in the process of coming from the back, I've lost people coming to the front. Like, I've been the same person for years. I've been doing the same work for people. I've been assisting all the time. All 9/10 of the time, I never get nothing in return other than the fact that I know I did it. And that it was for a good cause. So what's changing right now?
Yeah, no, I hear that loud and clear. You all right over there, Kiana?
I am. I really am. I'm listening.
We got
hello, caller.
Caller, so what's on your mind Wednesday? We talking with Nancy Dunham of Fancy Nancy Professional Services. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Breakfast Club? This is one and only Mr. Edmond. I just want to call in and tell Nancy, thank you for all the work you're doing. Keep up the good work. Over and out. 10-4. I'm out of here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Edmond.
And you've been getting recognized for the work that you've been doing. Like I done seen you on a few stages, people shouting you out saying, "Hey man, we appreciate you." What is that? Tell me a little bit about some of those. I know we were at Urban League kind of did something for you. Yes. NAACP, and I see you. People and other people see you as well. Tell me about that part of it.
And that's something I always struggle with. I don't require recognition, per se. But then oftentimes I feel unappreciated also. So it's like I struggle between those two.
How would you
Yeah.
Like
you're not looking for it, but it would be nice if you get it.
It is because everybody want to be appreciated. I remember I was talking to somebody before and I was like, I don't really need it. They was like, yeah, no, if you do it, everybody wants to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
We talk about this kind of in relationships, right? Like, even though you're supposed to take out the garbage, appreciate them for taking out the garbage. You know what I mean? Like,
it's co-pay, but it's cash. That's what my dad used to say.
But you know what? It goes a long way. So, you appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We see you
and I actually know how it feels to not be appreciated. I've watched many people in my life go by, not be appreciated, not being acknowledged, even though they're the ones who did everything, even all the way to my mom, she kept going. She was a strong woman just in the general, but no one never appreciated her roles that she played. Now that I got older, I'm like, geez, like, oh, she really was the one, like I'm like the eye of the sparrow, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how I feel when it comes down to my mom. Like, I was the one with all the glory, but she was the one with all the strength, So it's like I
Mhm.
walked through her,
Yeah.
but she allowed me to walk through her. So I still, be appreciative of that right now. And I'm like, geez, that's crazy. Like everyone looked at me like I was the one. But at the same time, I learned everything from her, watching her, da-da-da-da. All the way to the point I don't need no man. No.
We're not
Honestly, no, I believe in love, so I'm like, I'm not her.
I hear that. I hear
we're
that
not.
loud and clear.
Yeah, we're not gonna let them trick us into that narrative. No,
I don't need a woman. You never hear a man say that.
No, because
I'm a strong, independent black man. I don't need no woman.
No, you said it, but you said another way.
Yeah. Okay.
You said in other ways you don't have to settle down. You know what I mean? We hear that in there.
Oh, okay. That's what they're saying. They saying
like,
I don't need a woman.
That's their way of saying they don't need a woman. Because they mess around and all of this stuff. They don't want to commit to.
Well, who they mess around with? You was about to say women, but you hesitated. Oh, okay.
About to say something else.
Oh, that you can't say. Okay, gotcha. FCC.
No, I just wasn't gonna say,
okay.
But it is women.
Self-censorship is good.
Yeah. Some of it's women, some of it,
Yeah.
So my first award actually came from Miss Nikki Gaskin Capehart, at the Urban League in itself.
Shout out to Nikki. Yep.
Yes, definitely shout out to her. I definitely appreciate her acknowledging me. It was unexpected also, but I appreciated it. And sometimes it takes those kind of people to actually, recognize the strengths that they've seen in people, even though we don't talk about it per se. She saw that in me a long time ago. I met her, short of maybe a year ago. Like we're part of the Mayor's Leadership Alliance. So she's in that actual meeting with me, the group of people that's on his Leadership Alliance. And I mean, probably a year in. And so she doesn't even know me as long as other people have known me in the years per se. But within that short time, she was able to see those kind of qualities in me and feel like, you know what, this is an unsung person. She needs to be recognized. She does stuff that, no one's even talking about per se.
Right.
They're talking about it, but not to the higher level, I would say.
Sure. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then the other night, NAACP.
Oh yeah, so y'all married? No, in the midst of it, I'm always somewhere stuffing my face, so I was literally eating food in the back of the Kayla. I heard them talking about the hometown heroes, in zero.
I'm laughing because they like we need to see Keanu on the camera. I'll be on this. I promise. Friday. We'll turn the camera my way.
Yeah,
I promise.
But it's radio, y'all. So that's kind of why she takes that option.
Yeah. Oh, so you had the option where I had to be on it? Like
nobody
don't tell me.
Sorry, you don't have that option.
Yeah.
So in the midst of the NAACP meeting, gala, I'm sorry.
Sure.
He actually acknowledged the fact that we were speaking about the Hometown Heroes program per se.
Okay.
And he acknowledged me as being one of the instrumental people that was part of that program, along with Miss Nikki Gaskin Capehart, of course.
Sure.
We have Miss Kanika
Tomlin. Yep.
Doctor, but she got two last
Jelks Tomlin.
Yeah. That's so.
She was Jelks when we went to school together.
And then Miss Dipsy.
But you know what? People get mad about that last name.
And that hyphen.
That hyphen. And husbands get mad about it.
But I don't remember her hyphenating. I just always remember Dr. Kanika Tomlin. But maybe now, because her husband passed.
When I originally met her,
and so maybe now it's more significant. But people get. Yeah, I remember, like I said, I put a friend last maiden name on there, and her husband was like, "She ain't even coming." We done been mad. I was like, it was really a mistake.
Right.
I had to go in there and change it. You don't change that last name. She ain't coming.
It's a whole problem.
Yeah, a whole problem.
And also Miss Gypsy, she played an instrumental part in that. So it was like literally us three on the phone calls, instrumenting and actually creating that program.
Nice. Hometown Haulers. And for people who don't know what that program is, tell us what it is. What's the Hometown Haulers program?
So the goal of it was to me, and I'm very simple. Like I always see this. No matter what I do in life, I'm gonna be very simple with it. The goal was to keep the money in the community.
Yeah.
Like why are we outsourcing our money way out in different states to different agencies, big corporations around here? They always speak of. That's another thing. I'm part of small businesses themselves, so I'm going to speak for those small businesses.
Sure.
I am a small business. My son is a small business, and also that's all I know around me is the small businesses. So my approach will always be pertaining to the small businesses. Not that I don't appreciate the bigger ones, but they're already where they need to be at. And they need to maintain, probably. That's probably what they're probably going to be up there.
Sure.
My thoughts are small business-wise in general. I be in many rooms. You know, how I get them, I can't explain it right now per se, but I'm in
just
many
walk through
rooms.
the doors like everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
you know, invitation, feel like, you know what?
Slip on your shoes. Like,
no, I'm going to tell you how it happens, because I remember, like, and this is the thing, too, what I like, just the space that you're in. I remember being in that space, right? Where you everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, 2010, 11, like, I was in that space.
It ain't so now. So.
like just everywhere. Like, because if you see the announcement, you're like, oh, okay, what's that all about? Let me go see what they're talking about over here. Then you see another thing. Oh, okay, well, I know somebody who might be able to benefit from that. Let me go see what that's about. And then when you there, somebody who you there and you connect with, they say, hey,
connect with this person.
Yeah. Maybe. And so you just start, navigating and moving in these spaces, and then you end up in a room and you like, okay, now you next to the mayor, and the mayor knows you. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? So you say you don't know. It's just because you're active, because you are, when you're seeking opportunities and resources for the community, people invite you, or if they don't invite you, you see it and you like, okay, I'm going to pursue that. I'm going to find out,
what's going on,
more about that. But it's just having the passion and the commitment, because that's what I see that too. It's like, you everywhere. How are you able to do it? It's because you want to do it.
Yeah, and I actually love doing it. So it's like effortlessly. So it's like I don't lose no sleep about it. Like I don't even think when I wake up in the morning, I don't even have plans. I just follow the path, whatever it is, however it goes. Now, keep in mind, I get ridiculed as I do this per se, because I have a lot of people that don't, colleagues close to me and family members that does not appreciate or see the need for me doing any of these things I do. For one, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
You need to focus on what gets you the money. Like, you don't get no money from none of that. No one gives you no kind of money. You're sharing resources. You're doing this here. You're connecting people.
Ain't nobody paying you.
Nobody's paying you. And then guess what? And in those moments, I literally drop my head for real. Like, it really takes a lot of me, because I'm like, because I know the reality of it is that no, I'm not getting no kind of money for it. Truthfully, I do still got to pay Duke. I do still have to pay my rent in my building. I should be more focused. But what about the people that don't have the opportunity to be in those same rooms that I'm in, or haven't discovered their voice yet to be able to be in those same rooms and say exactly what it is?
Right.
Then it's like, okay, well, let me be that person. Like, I trust his process. I trust how he leads me per se. Maybe it's meant for me just to go like that, and then it only takes one win. One time. All it takes me to be somewhere, one spot, someone to bless me in whatever that capacity is, and then I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
So it's like, I can take many defeats and just get one win and I'm good.
But you know what? Once you learn, like, as you navigate it, you would, like you say, when you first start, there's no pay. And no, there's really no pay, right?
Yeah.
It's just
even when you getting started, and when you starting and you grooving good, it still might not be paid.
But I mean, what happens is opportunities do present itself, so that you can.
And I love to share this story about like how Mr. Edmond, this was kind of his story about that community involvement and doing things for free. Because I remember when we first met on this side, he was like doing pictures. He was taking pictures. He would come. He would do the flyers for the event at no cost. And what he told me was, what happened was, after, when he would just show up and take the pictures and do it for free, he would be networking and leaving his card. And so that would lead to paid jobs. It would lead to somebody say, okay, well, what is it that you do? And it's like, oh yeah, well, I take pictures. Oh, well, I'm having this thing. Will you come? And so being in those spaces, you might not see the immediate monetary return, but the relationships, I think, is what's important. Are you experiencing that? Are you seeing it?
So that's what I love about mine.
Nobody knows typically if you're getting paid or not.
Yeah. That's where a lot of the hate come from too, though. Because people think you make it, like, they think you're getting paid, a whole lot of money, and think that you work for the city.
Yeah. That's why I put it. My recent post just said that on there, and I love my city just in itself. But technically, so I say my city. Even when I do that there, I hesitate with that, because I'm like, I'm not all St. Pete. I'm Gulfport. I'm Reddington Shores. I'm Material. I'm like, I have a relationship in all those different areas. It's the craziest thing. Again, I can't explain it, but I have friends and mayors and everything in all those locations per se. So I'm not if I was to do anything, I'll be like, oh, let me just do the county. that'll just take me out of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do so much with Miss Mayor Jane over there, so I don't have to worry that much about it per se. But I'm like, oh, Pinellas County, I'm everywhere. I don't really have no limit to know,
That's
where I'm
right.
at, you know.
That's right.
And then I always had that spirit where no matter where I go, I've always been welcome. People naturally gravitate towards me. So I can go places and not know not a soul in there and leave out and know 70 people and have platonic relationships, not the ones that's centered off of, oh, she's the CEO or he's such and such and such and such. No, I just happened to meet her in this location and now we're just natural friends. And she just happened to be the mayor of Redditon Shores.
Right on.
Those are relationships I like. Those are the ones I value.
So speaking of relationships and cross outside the city things, let's talk about Fusion 49th. We have a milestone that we celebrating right now with Fusion 49th. Tell us about it. What just happened?
Yes. So life has been life around here. So in my household, I had mail just sitting up for days, just piled like a pile.
Okay.
And as I went through the pile of mail, one letter stuck out, even though it's flat as I don't know what, it stuck out. Opened it up in general. And when I read inside of it, it was in Greek. I really couldn't understand it because that's not my world.
Okay, yeah. I know. I've received. I know that letter you're talking about. Now. Yeah.
So that's why I sent it to you, like, hey, Now I thought what it was, per se, but I'm like, let me get clarification because you've been doing this here more than me per se. And then I'm looking, you're like, congratulations. I'm like, okay, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So
the determination letter.
The determination letter. So like Fusion 49th now is official 501c3. So yes. Long time coming. We've been overdue for that per se. I still want to thank everybody that was involved in the legwork of that in itself. I had a couple of I want to say I struggle with this word because they say mentors, but I really never had a mentor per se, but I would say I had support systems throughout that, they kept encouraging me to, move forward. The good thing that I naturally had inside me was that, I know my grandfather had me programming this concept that we don't wait on no one to get nothing done.
That's right.
So that's a mentor.
Yeah. So that would have been the mentor. And I've been going back trying to figure out who these mentors in my life are, who have these people that I've been looking up to and aspiring to.
Right.
And I mean, I can count them on my hand if I had to, but I don't have that many because my grandfather, again, was very, no, don't worry about nobody else. Worry about what you is. Don't do this and don't do that. Don't do that. Don't worry about it. You're looking at the outside of that there. You go inside the house a up mess, So I could never really get so entwined like, oh, I want to be just like Brother John.
So you want me to tell
thank you for that.
When you look
just
at
like it, to
kind of help you like with your mentors because everybody have them. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't,
I want them though.
Like you have them. Oh. You definitely probably have them, but don't recognize because you just like you called Brother John to ask him. Mm-hmm. He got you. That's a mentor. You don't just because you don't strive to be like anybody doesn't mean that they don't help you.
That kind of people. I have those.
And it's not always a formal thing. Yeah, it's not like a formal like okay, this is
like I sit down with you and you like but like if you go to somebody and they help you and guide you through it and like sharpen your knife for you, that's a mentor, somebody who walked through that path and just like, hey, watch that bump right there, and they tell you like this is kind of what you can.
I thought that was a friend.
I think it's two parts to that. I hear that, Kiana, loud and clear. I think the other part of that, the mentor piece of it, the difference between a mentor and a consultant.
Yeah,
because consultants will give you advice, right? Of somebody who you just kind of bounce things off. I think the mentor relationship is somebody who's going to tell you about it and then walk through it with you, kind of like walk you through this process to say, okay, where you at in that process? How's it going? What's happening? And then, help to navigate it, I think.
And I think a mentor always is somebody who actually cares too.
Right.
Like you feel like this is a genuine relationship. Mm-hmm. So like, I never like strive to be like anybody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's components of everybody, like people that I feel like are my mentors that like, oh, I wish that like I had this strength like this person. You know what I mean? Like if I could just there's little things like that. So when you look at it, you don't got to look at it as like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be that person.
Yeah, and that's probably what my because when you said it like that, I could name so many people. A lot of people, and each person poured into me in different ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So yes, then that's the mentor that I have. Those there, I definitely appreciate all of them. Period. And definitely I'm one of those people. So when you do see me in action, whatever it is I choose to do, whatever path I'm on right now, I'm definitely one of those people like, walk it and talk it. You're not going to hear me telling you about go out here and vote if you don't see me out there voting, you know what I'm saying? Or being part of something that pertains to voting. You're not going to hear me say, go clean up these neighborhoods, go help volunteer when you're not going to see me out there volunteering. Like that's right. I believe in that very heavily. So I lead by example. That's always been my whole life, even since I've been a little kid. Yeah. If I say, oh, we're going to go down here, we finna kick. We finna, we going down here and I'm going to show you what we finna.
Not like the former president, like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. Y'all go ahead. I'm on my way.
Because I was always that one, like, oh, you say you're going to be on wait in a minute? Okay, I'll wait.
But that's, and I've always said that's the difference between like a boss and a leader.
Yeah.
A boss get instructions and they tell you, like, go do this. And they don't lead. A leader gets out there and show you how it's supposed to get done. And even if you can't be in the field, if you see one of your people out, you hop in for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I would definitely say by me doing those things I have been doing, I have had people that I know on a regular day would have never been part of a cleanup, would have never been in these rooms, would have never been out here soliciting people to vote. So just the fact that I inspire anybody, whoever it may be, just to do something opposite of what they've been doing, that's a reward in itself.
And I was gonna say that too. That was like a part of the pay for me too.
Yeah.
And that because that was the goal, right? To be able to inspire other people to get involved, other people to get engaged, and make a way for other people. So that's why I love the Fusion 49th story, right? Because like that's always been the ideal scene for me. To be able to have the idea, this concept, working on it, and then be able to identify people, a person specifically, that would be as committed to it as you are, right?
Yeah, let's back up to that a little bit too. I still have a personal beef with this.
Let's go. This wasn't what you signed up for?
Yeah. I still got a little personal beef.
Okay, look, we're going to air it out right here.
And one thing about me, like, as life goes on, I will be the same person, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say what I feel, I'm going to be unapologetic for what I see. So I do want to say thank you so much, though, for all your guidance through that process in itself. Thank you for seeing the vision in me that I didn't see inside me, so you already knew that I would be dedicated just like you just said.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that also. I appreciate all your guidance through there, your knowledge in there. And even the small texts slowly but surely, like, don't, like the little hints. Yeah. I appreciate that. And guess what? It's going to hurt.
She's still petty.
Yeah. No, but you got to watch him because the whole point, like, I'm a team player, so if he wants to do a goal, it don't be my vision. It never be my vision. It be someone else's vision. I'm going to help you see it through.
Yeah.
So I'm helping him see his vision through.
Yeah.
But then when it got done, I realized I was standing there and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm gone.
I'm gone.
So let me tell you.
Look, I'm still here, but I'm gone.
Pause for a second. I don't know where you was because I always knew that was the vision. Right? From the beginning.
I'm not trying to lead this.
He talking about I'm finna help set it up.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll be there if they need me.
Yeah.
But,
and I'm coming back. So that's the other part of it. Like after council and all of this stuff.
And then let's not forget about our vice mayor, Ian O'Hara. So he was council member originally, but now he's vice mayor in the city of Gulfport. So he's been a very instrumental part of that thing. So I definitely appreciate everything he's done. And
there's been a lot of people that's really contributed, but that's why I said I appreciate your leadership, and I know the challenges that come with that, and being able to hold the group together to move it through. And so when I saw the determination letter, like that's another one of those milestones, and it's like with anything of value, there's going to be a difficulty factor associated with it, right? And the work of organizing and bringing these two cities together, fusing, these two cities together, is not going to be without its challenges. And so I appreciate you standing in the gap, really accepting that challenge and continuing to move forward and push through.
I thought about leaving a couple of times. I ain't gonna say one thing about y'all transparent. I done thought about, people are catty, they can be catty, different people all the way around. So, and then I had to deal with people with power struggles. I don't want power. I don't care nothing about it. If you want to take the role, take the role, So, but then now when I'm backing away from taking the role, then I have, my golf court community. Oh, no.
Wait.
You're staying right there. Matter of fact, how they said, we're working off of democracy. We're going to vote. I mean, I'm sitting in the room like I don't have no say so. Like they put their little hands up. Who says Nancy's going to be the president? I'm like,
there you have it.
Next thing you know, they're like, and we're done now. On to the next subject. I'm like, oh wow. And it wasn't so much us. I say us. And I love us all, but it wasn't us. That was the ones that was pushing for me to stay in that position. So like okay, well then I appreciate it, and I definitely thank them every opportunity I get anyway. So
that's how it happens though. Like I said, that's been my pattern too. Like you end up in leadership. Like you're not aspiring to go here and be the president or nothing. You're just really trying to have an impact. You're trying to help out, trying to, just get something done. And then in the course of that, because of the way you operate, somebody be like, hey, maybe you should be in charge. And it's like, well, I really was just trying to, I wasn't really trying to do all of that.
When it's organic, and this is who you are, you will find your way. Like God has a way of leading you to your purpose. Like we look at Brother John, like he always said, I don't want to do this. Like I don't
had
want
no
to.
desire.
And then he made all these rules. Right? He wrote down all these rules.
These are the terms and conditions of doing it.
And God said, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah.
And boom. And then he became city council because everything that he said had to be in place
for me to do it.
In place.
Yeah, that's true.
To do it. And so, like, here you go.
And really, it was because the things that I put down, I knew that would never happen.
Right. He made it
I made my list impossible, but then God, that's why I had to do it, because after I made this impossible list of terms, and then God showed me like, okay, well, this was all of the things on your list, and I'm like, how did this even happen? Now I can't say no.
I ran into that same kind of problem also, like within and I struggle with it a little bit per se. Even being able to spearhead and be of citizens of that hometown haulers program. In the midst of that, of course, the people are naturally talking to me. They're reaching out to me, and I'm definitely going to give them support. I'm going to give them feedback. I had to think for people, like a lot of people are not clerically, so I had to literally walk through, stuff I should have got paid for, but but I had to walk them through how to upload a W-9, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm that fair and impartial person. I don't have favorites. I don't have such and such. My goal is just to get you to wherever you need to be at. So you're going to push it in. I'm going to help you fill out this information because some of them are challenged, in general. So I have them fill it out. They send it in. But as time went by, I noticed within that program, I started getting random inboxes, random calls, saying that, people with different placards were, charging, $50 per load, versus the $300 they were getting paid, And it was different.
So now the implementation of the program.
Like
now you involved with how they implement it in the
but
out
guess
point.
What? When anything I'm involved with, I'm fair all the way around. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. Me myself, if I had to create the whole program in every way, the 100 placards in itself, it would have been broke down to 200, 300. So to make sure that I can cover as many households as I can with that one thing, first of all, it will cover that greed anyway. Now I got a cap on here. You can't make no more than 30,000, so I can make sure all this money is going in all various households. Not one person with a placard holder, getting $100,000.
Right.
And specifically, now my problem with 2 placard holders is that specifically they don't give back to the community.
Yeah.
So you done sat back and made $120,000 of the city of St. Pete money, or not city of St. Pete, but the foundation, everyone that donated the money per se. But you got that money in general, but then it's only for your personal gain.
Yeah.
I can't on my soul, that bothers me. You know, so it's like, okay, well, it's gonna be personal gain. Guess what? I'll limit your personal gain, still let you be great in that moment per se, get enough money to continue your personal gains that are your goals or your personal gain, but not to take it in such a way and still walk around and be that big man in this little town.
Yeah, I hear that.
The big man in a little town always bothers me. Like we all the same in here, What's coming? I walk around with Golden Girl shirts on, so like, but then you sit on the side of me with Louis Vuitton on, and you feel like you're better. Like, no, I just don't care nothing about those. Like, I value different things, but it doesn't mean that your things are not. But you still have a point to prove. I don't have points to prove.
You know what I'm realizing is that people look at people and because. So let's take social media, like how we saying, like you see people, you be like, oh, they bragging, and then I sit down and talk to them people because I feel like sometimes, and I just be wanting to get in their head.
Yeah.
They have their own personal reasons, and some of them be like, it comes from a pure place, but you don't see that because you only get this glimpse. Like, I do this because I want my nephews or my nieces to know that you don't have to go out in the streets and do this. So it seems like I'm bragging, but I'm over showing that they can have the same lifestyle somebody else who out in the streets doing it by working a legit job.
Yeah.
And then talking to them people, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Everybody else see you as bragging and doing all this other stuff. But everybody has their role that they have to play.
I hear that.
And then because we don't get a time to sit down and listen to people, like, and then you're a little bit more humble with yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other people is, but everybody has their reasons.
Oh, my son is a loose cannon, so trust me, he's his father's child, so.
And some people
sometimes he gets humble, and other
Yeah,
times
that's
he
what,
got
it's
to
not a
say.
it's not a one size fits all.
Right.
Like you
but-
do have that. Like you have that
Yeah.
part of the community who's like, okay, I want to show that there's a way you can have
Uh-huh.
these things
Mhm.
legitimately. But then you got, just like
Hiding-
hiding,
even
you got
those
people
kind of-
hiding insecurities
Right.
behind material
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Like,
But even those
Yeah.
kind of people, guess what I say? If it was my program, guess what I would tell those same people that made that money? Pay it forward.
yeah.
Put someone else in position. Pull someone else with you. Now, if you can't
Yeah.
do that, then we're gonna always have a problem.
That's the
because
real test,
I will
yeah.
never do it until a point where it's only for your personal gain.
Right.
Right.
Like, so it's that same said nephew that you're talking about that you're doing it for. Show me.
Yeah.
Like, let me see him in action now. Let me
Yeah.
show me the finished product of what your
And
goal
then
was.
bring him so that if they need
Yeah.
support, we can
Yeah.
provide that type of support.
No, I'm
that's
just saying,
fair.
like,
I hear
yeah,
that.
but and those people, I've seen them pull them people on that
Some,
they done
yeah.
talk. Some, not all.
Yeah.
Because we got a group of people that's just out here, and then we
Yeah.
got a lot of people that's lying,
Yeah.
and it looks like they
Yeah.
doing some stuff, but boy, they got some extensions.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a
on
spectrum.
extensions,
The good thing about it that
Spectrum.
they are considering. I heard on what it is what did we say? Call her chair Deborah Figgs.
Yes.
She mentioned several times that that's going to be part of the initiatives for future. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
just that one initiative that started off,
It becomes institutional.
yes,
Like,
and
you
so
realize
that's
that,
promising in itself. Like knowing that you guys will consider those small businesses or the locals within
Yeah.
different things as it's happening.
That's the beautiful thing. That's the trailblazing part of it too. That's another one of those things where when you look, and I'm gonna just kind of fast forward to 2033.
Well, I want you before you say that, I want you
Yeah.
to know that I remember what they said now too,
Yeah.
so I don't forget what people say.
Yeah.
And so I want them to stand on what they say too. So when you see me later on, like, oh no, that's because you said it.
I
So
hear that.
my grandfather was like I said, it's always my grandfather. He's always the starter, but it's like say it and mean it.
And I hear that loud and clear. And where I was going with that, and I'm glad you said that at that moment, is because that's where advocacy that's how you end up getting into advocacy, right? And being here for a long time, because it's like you have this program that you piloted, and this is somebody who's piloted multiple programs. You have a program that you piloted, it worked, it was successful, right? Of course, you find ways that you can improve it, make it better. And then after you have your debriefing, you say, okay, this program was successful. How can we keep this going? That's the point of advocacy, because you will run into council members, because the council is about to change, who may or may not support that vision, or they may not support this is the politics of it. So it's like, okay, this was a great program.
Oh, did I mention that
Here's the
I don't
funding,
do
here's the
politics?
research.
Can it hear me on here? I don't do politics.
Not yet. Not yet. Because here's what happens. That program, in order for it to continue, is going to require funding. And the funding is approved by the city council. And it may be some council members who have questions about, should we do this? Is this the best way? Do we need to be doing? And that's when you get involved in politics, because now you're at these doors saying, okay, vote for this program because this is the benefit of it. And it's not that you're a politician, but you have something that you're bringing that you need their support for. You know what I'm saying?
Like even with the just so one of I have a couple of gifts that I was naturally given. So now that I'm embracing them, I'm understanding them a little better. And that's probably why I'm moving forward with what I'm doing. I'm an empath by default, so I can feel.
Yeah.
I know everything, even when you don't tell it to me, even when you think that you're not. When you see me on all these various pictures with all these different people's, trust me, I know everyone's role. So I mean, that's one of my greatest gifts I have. It's hard, I'm saying, because like they look like I thought they really do, but but the truth of it, I know what it is, and every time I go against what I feel, it's exactly what it is. So I'm gonna stand true to that there now. Also, I'm that person that can see things, So being an empath in general, I already know the weight of the world. So when this hurricane came, I literally had to go recharge myself, because I could feel everyone's issues that they had going on, even though it wasn't being talked about. I felt them. So I knew that within that program in itself, guess what it does? It allows that man that been walking around and ain't been figuring out, because first of all, we haven't been working for 3 weeks. We got 2 hurricanes that went on.
So everybody's closed, so you can go prepare.
Yeah, so they don't even have no money going in the house. They were already one paycheck away from complete ruin before this hurricane came anyway.
Alice.
So then now we have these men that still, like some men, I say men, so we have a couple of men in real life that are providers for their household. and they've been struggling to keep their heads up, like
no shade
come on, hey,
intended.
listen,
or maybe all shade intended.
Yeah, all whichever way. Again, I'm always be who I am, But we have men that, what I'm saying, that were actual natural providers, and although they walk on the door every day, it doesn't mean that they're not dropping their heads. They walk like, geez, how do I go back in this house? I haven't made no money. I'll go haul. I'll go scrap some metal if I could, if the opportunity present itself. And then boom, there's an opportunity.
The opportunity present itself.
First, it was $200. I got to thinking, because I think a lot.
Yeah.
We pay the dump truck, not we, because I'm not part of y'all, but we as French, we.
Yeah. I speak like that. I talk like that too. Yeah.
But they were paying the dump truck people already $200 a load. And I said, now listen, Carl Lavender, which was another major part of this.
Shout out to Carl.
Carl, yes, definitely Mr. Carl Lavender. I'm like, listen, Mr. Carl, I'm going to say this here, and I don't want you to, don't go too far with me. I just understand how I understand. I know for a fact that dump trucks this is when I turn this, I'm a multiple woman in different ways, So I said, well, dump trucks can haul, 21 yards per, and they do gravel, asphalt, and they have advantage over my locals. I kept saying like it was my team now. Like they have advantage over my locals, meaning that they have machinery, they have the skid steers, and they load their stuff up. They never get out their vehicles. All they do is pull up. They go to the dump site, push a button, everything's out. My people got to be on foot now, meaning that we got to hire people in there. We got to do something. So it's manual labor that's going to kick in here. We might want a little bit more money.
Yeah.
So then it went up to $300. I'm like, I got to think a little more. This is what I do. I got to think a little more. I have a couple of people that originally, when that program first started, they, even when it was $200 and it was really an insult to some people, they jumped in immediately and still did it. I need that to go back a little further from the day that it started to cover them.
Okay.
Because that showed me
we need to make this 300 retroactive.
Yeah, retroactive, because when they didn't have to and they didn't want to with that 200, at that moment, they went out there anyway and still did it. So I need them, if no one else doesn't get the $300 a load, I need those people to do it. By that time, they already had maybe 79 loads already done ticketing in, within 2 days. I'm going to need them to go back and give that back to them also.
That's
so
right.
when the letter came out from the mayor, like, oh, yes, we're going to be doing this here, we're actually giving the money towards them. And they all received their letters. It was just like moments of like pride, like I was so happy when I seen the people sending this stuff to me.
That's advocacy in politics. See that?
all of that.
So I don't want them confuse my passion for politics. I'm passionate about whatever it is I do. That's it.
So I want to you.
Yeah.
Listen, tomatoes, salmon, salmon.
Yeah.
However you want to say
potatoes, potatoes.
It's all, at the end of the day. Once you in the community and you believe in the community, you become a part of the politics. Now you don't have to be the one signing it, but I hear.
But you still the benefit of being a private citizen.
Right.
Shout out to the private citizens. is you can pick and choose what aspects of that game you play.
Right.
And when you show up in that space. Whereas as an elected official, you in all of it. And so all the mess come across your desk. But as a private citizen, there's only certain mess that you be like, you know what, I'm not concerned about that. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm here to do. And then your political engagement is focused and directed towards that thing and not all things, which is why I'm so much looking forward to being a private citizen, because it's some mess I just don't have a lot. I don't have a lot to say. And it's more of the stuff as an elected official that I don't have a lot to say about that you get. Because you get everything, but it's only a few specific things that I'm really concerned about, and that's what I really want to put my attention on.
Right, because you get all the stuff that somebody else is really concerned about.
And that's the thing. It's important. It's not that it's not important. It's just not important to me.
Yeah. Right.
But it's the most important thing ever to them, and as their representative, you're responsible to engage with them on that. And it's like, okay, you know what? I don't want that position, but I still want to serve in the community. So if there's something that you got cooking, something last final thought, final message that you wanted to leave with the people about what you're doing, anything upcoming, things on the horizon that we should keep our eyes out for, looking out for, like, here's an opportunity. What you got?
Well, it is a couple of agencies that's calling themselves mimicking our Hometown Heroes program. They have reached out to me about that. So that may be another opportunity that's going to be coming out for our community in itself.
Okay, nice.
Of course, this time it's going to be a revised, remixed version of it per se, with
because
potential,
you learn,
with potential limitations on different things. I won't be the point of contact. It's going to be a generic email. I mean, even that process. I wasn't the point of contact of. The email pulled it in, and fair and partial. That's where I wanted to be. I don't want no one to think that, oh, she let this person in. No. They did what they supposed to do.
The word that they're using, Nancy, is equitable, right?
Oh, okay.
You want it to be an equitable process, right?
Equitable process.
And that's that image with the people on the crate standing by the fence and all of that. Like, everybody get what they need in order to make this work.
And then, like I just told everyone on my page, I have been sharing resources since both hurricanes happened, per se. My page is going to go back to the same foolishness that had been.
so the bulk shares of resources.
The bulk shares are going to end on Halloween. I have a whole bunch of activities to make sure people have different spots to take their kids for Halloween. So I will post that up there.
Okay.
I also encourage people to be a part of the Urban League intentionally.
Right on. Yes.
They have many programs there, so I have people that reach out to me all the time about different guidance and different support. They're definitely a good support system in our community, alongside with the St. Petersburg Green House. Yep. They're one of the good people. Also, I say good, which is like his bad ones, but I mean, one of those.
it is
one of those things that I will point you to naturally anyway. So you want to connect, make those relationships with those people. We also have the SPOR, SMBC, what it is, the Small Business Development Center. Yes, those people are phenomenal for those changes that all you guys reach out to me for. So you're always going to see me doing that there. Nice. I also want to give a shout out to Miss Loretta Cadwell Monroe. She's been one of those people that have been talking to me nonstop, mentor wise. So I definitely appreciate everything she says to me and encourages me, and she keeps me going, because I do drop my head often. So we do need those kind of people that, pour back into us and like, no, this is the goal. No, you're going to go back out there, get back out there. And she's okay with me going back out there. So I appreciate that role that she does offhand. I encourage everyone to go out to the souls and the polls.
Yes,
get there, recruit your friends, recruit your neighbors,
And if you can listen, if you can't, souls to the polls is Sunday, right?
Yeah. They also have the Friday event too, at the
Faith in Florida. Faith in Florida is doing souls to the polls.
But Friday, now, you could go if you don't have time for any one of those big events.
Yeah.
Get out there now. Polls are open from 7 to 7.
Yeah.
Again, from 7 to 7. Go out there and do it. Please, please, please listen. And here in Pinellas County, at select locations, you can even go on Monday. Usually polls are closed on Monday, where people can go in there. And I just found out that even not here, if you go into the supervisor election, they will do it as a mail-in ballot. Anywhere else where you'll fill it in and you have to drop it in the box, but they will let you come and do that on Monday. If for some reason you did not vote from the 21st all the last 2 weeks, right? You have from the 21st to the 3rd, and then you cannot make it on the 5th.
Yeah.
Listen, election day is November 5th.
Yeah.
Over 1.5 million people have already did early voting, like went in person, and another 1 million, and this was like a couple of days ago, did the mail-in ballot. So this is a big election. Make sure you out there.
Right on.
That wasn't my final thoughts.
But. Okay, yeah.
But one of the things that came up, like, just briefly, I remember being in a household, around my family in general, and we were always told that. And it's crazy though, because now that I'm older, I can't believe I used to listen to this stuff. Vote for everything black.
Yeah.
No matter what it is on the vote, just black, black.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Until one time I was reading one, and one of our colored people was on there, and they said they were against free lunch. Not the free lunch I survived off of. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's
I don't
another.
like that.
Yeah, and see that's a part of the shift. That's a part of the unlearned.
This is the unlearned. But I'm not gonna not. So this is the growth of learning politics, right?
Yeah.
When you first start off, you take somebody's opinion, and like my grandma told me, my grandma said vote that way. That's why I'm voting that way.
Yep.
And then the older you get, you start to figure out what your self-interest is, and you realize sometimes it don't line up with what your grandma's self-interest is. You know? And so
what grandma thought that was because
what she was told.
Yeah, the talking points that she heard was what she passed on.
Right. So listen,
I say be educated. Be educated on the people that you're going to be voting for. Whoever it may be, do your research on them. It's very simple. Google is your best friend now.
Yep.
So I agree with you, but still go out there and vote, because everybody's not going to educate themselves. If you're not,
you want them to vote on the wrong person.
Just show up. Show up is better than not showing up.
Is that even though like my grandmother told me who to vote, and there might not always been like their policies may not always been lined up. She did what she thought was best for our family.
Sure.
And so you go, if you're not going to do the research, find somebody who you trust enough that they're making a qualified decision.
Okay.
Because everybody's not going to, and everybody that you vote for is not going to, there's nobody,
They're not going to fulfill every need.
No policy that you're going to vote for that's going to have 100% of your interest in.
Yeah.
So
again, I don't care what she's over there saying. Make sure you be educated on those things. Educated, but just get like at least a little information on that person. You know, like just Google. Like worst case scenario. I mean, I was looking at, and that's another thing. I recently had my daughter go to start voting per se, and she was on the side of me. And even though I can be, you know, a part of influence for her, I said, no, you're your own person. You know, you don't know who this is. Google them. You know, just such.
I'm loving watching my daughter, my middle daughter now.
The people when we walked in, the people gave her a list of who she should vote for. Somebody had something like a concerned neighbor or something like that.
Slate cards. Yeah.
I text them all the time because you'll be surprised how many people don't know, but they trust that because people who did these slate cards also did the research, right? And they's like, this is
or they got to check.
One.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear that.
By the time we get here, where my slate is at, like where I feel like boom, 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 because me and Cheyenne
Warren said wheels down, right?
Oh, we done. We got final thoughts.
That was I said it, man. Go vote. Be safe. Tomorrow is Halloween, so
tomorrow is Halloween.
So be safe, y'all. That's all I got as a final thought.
Stay true to yourself no matter what.
Right on.
All right, we done said a lot during this hours. If you want to catch a replay, you can definitely listen to this again. But we are on Mo Show Live.
Yeah, the MoShowLive.com.
Right, and so check us out. Write down those 5 things. Be the change you want to be and stay tuned for Sister Hugh.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house.
And catch us back at 5:30 tonight.
That's right. What's that state? Right here on 99 Gems. This is your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And who you?
Nancy Dunham, fancy.
And then
I get struggling.
Big Breakfast Club, and we are
Believe and do good.